Alright, this is a quadratic equation that has been factorized, and we are asked to solve for x. All we need to do is equate each of them to 0 and solve. For example, the first one, we have it as 2x plus 1 equals to 0. So here will be x plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, now if you collect like terms, 2x, the plus 1 goes to the right, it becomes minus 1. Then we divide both sides by 2, so we have x to be equal to minus 1 over 2. Alright, now on this other hand, we have the plus 3 goes to the right, we have 0 minus 3 will give you minus 3, so that's the value. So these are the solutions to the quadratic equations. So let's solve for another one. Alright, we continue. So in this example, like we did before, we equate each of them to 0 and solve. So we have 2x plus 3 equals to 0. Collect like terms, the plus 3 will go to the right, we have minus 3. Then we divide both sides by 2, so we have our x to be equal to minus 3 over 2. Okay, then on this other hand, we have 3x minus 1 equal to 0. Then of course the minus 1 will go to the right, we have it as plus 1. Divide both sides by 3, we have x to be equal to 1 over 3. So these are the solution, minus 3 over 2 and 1 over 3. If you substitute it in this bracket, you will get each of them turned into 0. Alright, let's solve another problem. Okay, so we continue solving. Each of them, like we said, should be equated to 0, because both of them are equal to 0, so one of them must be equal to 0. We don't know that one, so we equate each of them to 0 and solve for x. Equate each of them to 0 and solve for x. Alright, that's 0, 0. So here we have it as 5x equal to 3. Then we divide both sides by 5, so we have x to be equal to 3 over 5. Here we move the plus 4, just a simple linear equation. Move the plus 4 to the right, we have minus 4, and divide both sides by 3, we have x to be minus 4 over 3. These are the solutions. Let's solve the last example. If you understand, you do. Okay, in this case, like we have been doing before, equate each of them to 0. So you have 7x minus 3 equals to 0. You have 4x here minus 2 equals 0. Okay, you solve for x. Simple equation. We take the 3 to the right hand side, it becomes plus 3. Divide both sides by 7, so you have x to be equal to 3 over 7. Alright, then here we have minus 2 going to the right, becomes plus 2. Then we divide both sides by 4. We have 2 over 4, which is reduced to its lowest term as 1 over 2. So these are the solutions to this given quadratic. Alright, so that is it. Just in case you don't understand, you rewind the video to get clarification. This this equation we are solving is needed in finishing your quadratic factorization and other method you use in quadratic. This is the factorized form of a quadratic equation actually. So if you're asked to factorize, this is where you will stop. But if you're asked to solve for the root or solve for the equation, you're going to proceed and get to the end, which we are doing here. So it's good that you gain mastery of what we are doing here. But however, some of these things can be done by just looking. If you're used to it, you can actually tell what will you put in the bracket without going through this process. But that comes from experience. So I encourage you to solve more problems so you get used to the idea. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video on the quadratic lesson. Bye for now.